This is the Cougar Football Preview. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Cornwell in the shotgun takes the snap. Looks right and tosses that way to the end zone. Intercepted. Second pick of the day for Jalen Thompson.
Biggest non-Apple Cup regular season game in a long time coming up on Friday. Standing room only is sold out. You cannot get in the stadium unless you already have a ticket. Big time stuff, 3 keys. Guess, let's start with what? What's the first key to this game for the Cougs to get a W over the Trojans?
Well, the biggest thing is going to be the quarterback, taking care of Luke Falk. We have to keep him upright. If we can keep him upright and allow him to get that ball downfield, that is the #1 factor in this ball game. You look at it right now, USC comes into this game having 7 sacks on the season. They're averaging about 2.75 sacks per game. So you look at that, accompanied with WSU allowing 14 sacks on the season and about 3.5 sacks per game. Keeping him upright is going to be absolutely crucial and huge because the receivers downfield, they're going to need to win their one-on-one battles. They're going to need to go and find those vacancies in those zones when they are. And if Washington State cannot protect Luke Falk when they only bring 3 or 4 guys on the defensive line and rushing the quarterback, that will be a huge, huge Achilles heel for this Cougar offense and putting that ball in the end zone. So keeping him upright is #1.
Now that's also to get rid of the football is part of the key there, and it's also on blocking with running backs and wide receivers. That's a team deal.
It's everything. It's not allowing coverage sacks. It's not allowing one-on-one missed battles up front. It's not allowing your running backs to miss a blitz or a protection. So just like you're saying, it is a whole overall team deal of keeping that guy safe.
All right, second key.
#2, on the other side, put their quarterback on their back. Darnold is one of the better quarterbacks in the conference. To go and put pressure on him, hurries on him. We talked about, we know how good we are defensively. We are #1 in the conference right now with 15 sacks on the season, averaging 3.75 sacks per game. Hercules Mataafa, #1 in the conference of going and having sacks, 4.5 sacks on the season. So going and hurrying their quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable in that pocket, having him go through progressions quickly. I've sat back there in the pocket and taken a lot of hits, and all of a sudden when those guys start sneaking through and hitting you, your reads go a little quicker, you get a little anxious back in that pocket, and if they can create that angst amongst Darnold, then all of a sudden we're going to be looking pretty good.
Well, it changed the whole game plan from the first snap last week against Nevada. Mataafa was through. The Cougs had, 3 sacks the first 2 drives, I think, and it just blew up the whole game plan. What you got, third key?
#3, whenever you play in a big game like this, it's going to always be about the turnover margin. Who wins that turnover battle? And you go into this game right now, both teams very close. WSU at +4 on the season. They have 10 takeaways, have lost the ball 6 times.
Which is really good nationally.
Yes.
+4 nationally is pretty good.
It is. I want to say it's in the top 14, top 12, right in that area. USC is at a +3. Now they have 1 more takeaway. They have a total of 11 takeaways, but they've also given it up 8 times. And that's going to be the biggest thing because you look at the quarterbacks. We talked about both quarterbacks putting theirs on their back, keeping ours upright. The other thing, touchdown to interception ratio. Luke Falk leads the conference right now, 14-1, 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. There's only one other quarterback out there, that starting quarterback that has 0 interceptions, and that's Manny Wilkins from Arizona State. Now you look at Darnold. Darnold is 9 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He likes to force the ball in some tight windows. So if Washington State can get opportunistic, get a tip ball, get an interception, maybe create some pressure on him like I talked about, that is going to be, and win that turnover battle, that is going to be a huge, huge stat in this game for Washington State to come out on top.
7:30 kick. It is the Cougs and the Trojans, 2 undefeated teams getting after it here in Pullman.
This has been the Cougar Football Preview. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.